Hello everyone, welcome back to OCD Recovery, Rob's Post Part 3. I'm probably going to do this 5 times since there's been a lot of really good feedback on these videos. I think they're a little bit different and a lot more engaging than sometimes just, because there's so many times that we could talk about, contamination OCD, false memory real event OCD, existential solipsism, sensory motor, and breaking down the fear of fear, why exposures aren't all we need. But sometimes doing something like this is fun. Not that the other ones aren't fun, but I think these can be just a little bit more engaging, especially from my part. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button. Let me know what you think about this video series. I'm going to do 2 more after this, and let's just go right into it. So if anyone's seen the one I'm going to start with, if anyone's seen the guy in New York and he's just always holding a sign, and this one is thoughts or thoughts didn't work. So thoughts are thoughts. A thought is a thought. 100%. Absolutely correct. But that doesn't have a basis for unconditional self-life, other acceptance. Thoughts or thoughts can get you so far, right? Creating distance between the thoughts, leaving the discomfort there, allowing it to kind of just sit there. But overall, when it comes to false memory and real event, when you're absolutely petrified of something you may or may not have done in the past, no amount of thoughts or thoughts is going to allow that to basically unlatch. Think about this as well. Think about if something happens, like a serious real event, like your parents die in front of you, you lose a child to cancer, all these things. You can't just say a thought is a thought. It happens. So the principles from RABT, unconditional self-life, other acceptance, and stoicism really go a really long way when it comes to the recovery process. I'm going to keep a track right here so I can go through 10. So that was number 1. Okay. Let's see. I love this one. I speak about this one a lot. So here's a post. OCD is hell, 4,000 likes. How to recover from OCD, 100 likes. I have an even better one. Maybe the thoughts are thoughts, or OCD sucks, it's ruined my life. Understandably so, thousands of likes. And then this next one, hey, you'll probably be really uncomfortable for X amount of time. You're going to have to break your fears down. You're going to be really confused. That will get 3 likes. Because people in this day and age want the easy way. And life, one of my favorite quotes by Jim Rohn, who was Tony Robbins' mentor. I just was listening to his, if you go on YouTube and you type in Jim Rohn, 1981, Anaheim, California, it's a live showing. It's 2 hours long. And he has a quote in there that says, life always reads like this: opportunity plus hardship. So opportunity and hardship always go together. You have hardship and difficulties, and then opportunities that you could take from those hardships, and then turn it into certain things and kind of change your belief system. So that's really good. So we have to remember the soft, easy, self-pity posts, while they're understandable, don't provide any value or truth, which is the reality when it comes to most OCD posts. Unfortunately. I don't even have to scroll because there's so many good ones on this. I could see 6 at the time. Forums would be empty if recovery was as easy and simplistic as many books claim. So there's a lot of books out there with OCD in the title that we just don't use. They're really good for getting an understanding about how OCD operates. A little bit too much when it comes to neurophysiology or neuroanatomy. Cool, awesome stuff. Not needed when it comes to recovery. The reason why those books don't work is because they're outdated. Well, they don't work in the sense of unlatching these chronic sticky fears. Mild OCD, sure. Chronic OCD, no chance. Really important to cover that, as many people believe that they'll read a book. This is something that people message me all the time. I read the books, I don't feel any better. It doesn't work like that. That's like having, that's like going to the gym 2 times and looking in the mirror and going, I don't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, of course, you've gone to the gym 2 times. You're also not Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you don't have those genetics. But that's another story. Unconditional self-acceptance doesn't mean you can't work towards your goals. Doesn't mean that you can't read these books, but these books usually don't provide the true, proper insight into what it takes to actually recover from OCD. I talked about that one last time. So this is a good one, and that was 3 right there. What's keeping you anxious is a perspective, a mental barrier, an illusionary obstacle that you haven't overcome just yet, but it doesn't equal forever. So OCD is driven, I'm gonna draw exactly what happens. So you have a belief, okay? We all have beliefs. And then what those beliefs do is produce the I's for intrusive thoughts, images, sensation, urges, etc. And then what most people don't realize is why it's so important to understand the practical application. Those intrusiveness produces the real as it gets. Okay? So you have a belief. It produces intrusive thoughts, images, sensation, and urges. And then you have it feels as real as it can get, which then in turn makes you do this, a compulsion. Okay? Makes you do the compulsion. Also, automatic rumination. So it goes beliefs, intrusive thoughts, images, sensation, makes it feel as real as it can get, makes you think you have to act in the moment. Automatic rumination, because it's happening because of your belief. Compulsion, which is happening because of your belief, tied into it feeling as real as it can get. And then guess what happens? The cycle goes on and on and on and on. Understanding this is all you need to understand when it comes to the practicality of how OCD operates. So when it feels as real as it can get, you don't need to engage in the long run. You can just allow yourself to feel like shit and work on your beliefs and then change it all in the future. And that's critical. That's how that operates. I have Country Roads stuck in my head by John Denver. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. That was the first time I've ever sung on video. My voice sucks. Erica has a really good voice. So DM her if you follow her and tell her to sing, because she'll be so mad at me. Please don't do that. This is such a good one. Okay, a good place to start changing your relationship with OCD is replace the word OCD with scared in the moment. So changing the way you frame OCD and the self-pity, it might not seem that important. It's critical. So instead of saying, I can't stand it, this is the worst thing ever, you say, I can stand it, and I could. A good one from a finance perspective is such a great quote. I think it's from Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. He says, instead of saying, I can't afford it, you say, how can I afford it? I can't afford it, how can I afford it? Same thing in a lot of ways, but two totally different mindsets. So changing your perspective on the way you think about OCD is critical when it comes to recovery. Critical. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's any like super unique ones here I want to talk about. We already talked about tracking your exposures. We don't need to do that all the time. Don't need to track your rumination. This is a great one. Imagine waking up and you are no longer chronically anxious. This could be you soon. Hashtag hope. Hashtag hope, Rob. Dabbing it. Excuse me. That was definitely how I thought. I woke up every day. I just got off 2 one-to-one calls before this video. I woke up every day. This is my life. I'm never going to get better. Then as your beliefs start to change, you start to wake up and move throughout the day. And maybe you get triggered like 3 hours after you're awake. And you think, holy shit, I just wasn't triggered at all for the first 3 hours of the day. That's when you really start to see things start to change. Then you get pulled back in, and the rest of the day you're anxious, and then another week you're anxious. It's a slow process. So you can be that person that wakes up without any chronic anxiety. You really can. I think that's really important. OCD is not a mental barrier. Your beliefs are the barrier. So if you're working with someone and you're trying to recover from OCD and you're not working on belief systems, you're not going to get very far. OCD is a belief system cycle. It's not just pent-up emotion. It's not just pent-up anxiety. Yes, that's all part of it, but it's not just that. There's a reason why Paul David's book, At Last a Life, isn't the first book on the reading list, because it's super important. Paul David's book is terrific, but if you just read Paul David's book, you more than likely wouldn't recover, because he says stuff like, it can't hurt you and stuff like that. And we talk about that. A lot of applicability, but not entirely applicable to OCD, which is super key to talk about as well. Super, super key. This is a good one. Let's talk about some avoidance behaviors. Things we do to or have done which don't help. Sleeping to escape. I was sleeping 18 hours a day. Drinking to escape, I was drinking more than I usually do. Avoiding to escape, I wasn't going to work, playing video games. Eating lots of sugars to escape OCD. Again, sugars aren't the end of the world. You can eat sugars, but we're talking about the balance, ordering food all the time, fast food every meal because you don't want to cook. Laying down all day, you're not going to have any joy in that long term. You know, we always say you're not going to sit on your deathbed going, so happy I laid down all day. Oh my God, it's the best thing ever. Pretending we don't have OCD to trick ourselves, Netflix, computer game scrolling. So think about the things in life you're avoiding, why you're avoiding them, and then actually breaking that down and wearing the discomfort and going from there. I have to make this a little bit shorter of a video, so I will do one more. Again, let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about my singing. Let's just stop. What a classic one, right? Stop waiting for it to be gone and live your life. Live as best as you can today. I work with so many people who are just waiting for this particular time to feel better. That time is never coming. You need to bring OCD with you. It's a call to action. You bring it with you, okay? I use so many. I love sticky pads. Okay. This is your life. This is OCD. Your life goes down. Oh, this is so cool. This way. This is OCD. Recovery. They go side by side. You bring it with you. You bring this with you. You bring that with you. It has to come with you. You need to bring discomfort with you while you break your belief system down. There is no better time to work on OCD but right now. Right fucking now. Not tomorrow, not in 3 weeks, not when compulsions feel right. Right now. Get uncomfortable. Bring it with you. Thank you so much for watching. Next one, I'll go through a little bit more of them. Just a little bit. I got to do something. But this is a lot of fun. There's a lot of great stuff on Rob's page. It's terrific. Then my page is A Guy Who Hikes. Many of you may follow that. We're kind of teamed together on that. That's my OCD recovery Instagram. And then we go through that. We break it down. If you have any questions about posts, go through the post and ask me some questions. And if it's reassurance, I'll tell you. If it's not, we'll go through it. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, have a great day.